We're here in Pilot Point, Texas today, getting ready for Sheridan, Wyoming, the third leg of the WCB contest, Chad and Susie Chance's ranch, CSC Ranch. We are gonna make a shoe for the Liberty Live Shoeing. Liberty Live Shoeing, of course, we're gonna be fit up with the Liberty E6. And this shoe today is called the Toadster. Toad meaning toe in a shoe, and then roadster, toadster. It's half by 1 by 11 inches. It's got a caulk and wedge. It's got a bumped up toe, fullered for 6 nails at E6. And then it's got the element of making it complex is cutting out or filing out, or however you want to make the means of removing material, to have a concave branch, and then hence the toadster, leaving the toe in there. It is 5 by 5.5 is the width, 5.5 long by 5 wide, and it is a very complicated shoe, and then you add to the mix by adding more lines to the shoe. It's a fun shoe. It's just a fun shoe to make because it's very artistic. All right, the bump's gonna be a little offset. We're just putting it down a little bit, so we got, on a roadster, probably anybody who's spent a good portion of their life making them knows how much material needs to be on the lateral side to make the whole thing work. This is a small shoe, so we're not gonna sit there and put a ton of material into the toe just so that we could work it back out again. I have the bubble on the outside. Obviously, that helped my toe bend. I bring it down. Now, watch, you can add toe material to the toe just by pulling the hammer back towards you. Bend it here, and do the same thing. Lean it back, and just pull towards that toenail with your hammer flat. Spreading some material out. Pushed it out. We'll work on the medial aspect, and this is what we're going to try and clean up right here. You can see some chunkiness, and we're going to try and bring that all together when we start to forge the branch. When I start the branch, I'm going to imagine where I think the fuller-in is, and now I'm going to start right here and imagine where the fuller-in is, and then come here, and I'm going to start to knife blade immediately. I'm starting to lean it over. Lean this. Stand it up. Give me a nice collar. And then right here, get rid of some of this material while you're here. And hit that back edge and bring it down to a point. Kind of blend it in right here again. And just flatten it the best you can. That creates bubbles on the side, so then you're just going to come and clean that up, and then I'll cleaned up with a rasp and just kind of safened up the wedge. Clean up the transition from the branch to the toe right here, and then bring it on and carry that transition all the way down the branch. Making a square on the end. A square on the end is the easiest way to make a heel caulk. Come over here. And you can see I lean the shoe a little bit to where I put the shoe in line, the caulk in line with travel. I'm running out of heat, so what I'll do now is set it down. Get a lot of the muscle work out of the way. Flatten everything up because I'm going to cut out that branch. That outside branch is going to look spindly if I don't get some width on it. Come up from the floor, pull my hammer towards my shoelaces, and just focus on making a nice shaped caulking now. Now you can see I've got a whole set of blobbiness there. And that's I'm not going to take off because I think I need that to make it look like I got width. Because if you cut a section of steel that looks normal, by the time you cut it, it's going to look all skinny right there at the heel quarter. So I'm trying to imagine where my heel quarter is and leave mass there. Run everything down ever so, and then make my quarter bend branch. Now I'm going to go out and then go over the top and then come, and right here I'll just push down on the, and finish out that heel. Push down on the heel, and what that does, it allows me to kick it over without wrecking the inside corner. So on a roadster on the medial branch bend, what I'm doing is I'm just going to bend my heel quarter a little bit, and then I can see if I'm coming long. If I'm coming long, I can put it down on the toe and pull my branch down. Then whenever I do this, I just open everything up. I'm not long on the medial. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it and do exactly what I did to the other branch. Start at the heel and push that toe over a little bit and get some width on it. Grab it in the toe and come around the quarter. Then flatten my whole shoe. It looks pretty good. I got a little bit of heat on my medial branch, so I'm going to T-square it right now. Mark my fuller in. And then I'll hem. A little bit of material, hem it. And then mark my medial. I like my shape, so I'm not going to have to do much adjusting. I keep my fuller straight up and down. It gives me the luxury of taking a few passes. I'm not going to drop it all the way in there because I think that your cutting out does its fair share of damage to the branch. So we want to have some material there to remove. Get it all mirrored out, and then grab it right here and just kind of readjust and establish your lines. Find it on the horn, and then I'm just going to hem it, stay behind, and then go over the top. I'm going to come in here and just kind of flatten everything up. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm coming in here and I'm keeping this section to where I can touch the lines I want to touch. That's cleaning up that inside edge in the toe. And then I'll come over the top and I'm leaning it to where it touches the inside and putting some nice lines. As you can see, this branch is wide, but I need that width for when I chop it. And then we'll cut it, and we're going to cut it just ever so slightly on the other side of the fuller end. You can see I came down from the fuller end because I'd rather go up to the fuller end than come back to the fuller end. And now I'll do each side and chop it out. Because we're just going to start slow because we want to tear this down. We don't want to necessarily cut it out, we want to tear it down. I'm pulling that to the inside, so I'm not necessarily, I'm making a long cut. I want to take my time. I got the whole heat. Get close and just kind of finish it off. But if you look, I've almost got more material than I started with. This side might be just a skosh harder because I'm going to try and point from the corner. When you guys get to the end, you need to be using some plates. I've got a nice line. I actually took less on this side because I want more branch on this side. So I'll fade it back with the rasp. I got the majority of the bulk out of the way, and now I'll just lean my rasp and get my line a little bit closer, and that'll make it look even wider than it is now. But if you take more on the lateral side, then you got to puny your lateral branch. It's pretty delicate, so instead of just mashing it, I'm going to take several passes, to go over it, get ahead of it, and never hit twice in the same time, because you're going to be in trouble if you do. Again. And then go over the top and bring that on around. Just bringing everything together nice. And we'll do the other side. I think the front half is pretty well sorted out, but I'm just going to go through the not doing much, and then I'm going to start getting ahead right here and bring it on around. And I'm not going to be afraid to get right here, and then, and you can see I'm just going to tilt that out a little bit. I like that. I like it a lot. What we do is we've got all our edges on there. I'll top it off with a rasp and we'll clean it up and pretty much all ready to put together. We're just getting done filing. We're just kind of running through all the lines, putting all the lines on the shoe. We basically turned a regular roadster into a piece of concave. So you've got the bottom edge 1, the top edge 2, the inside 3, 4, 5, 6 lines right there. And you want them all to be parallel. I think we're good.